I'm Sunny Justice. Aspen Connor and myself host the channel It's a Criming Shame. Please follow us along as we dive into true crime cases and try to bring the darkness to light.
But the spotlight and the focus and attention on the family has been extensive. And I wonder what you would say to critics who would question how she could have not known. Has she had a chance to reflect on what people are thinking, perhaps?
At this point, no, but she had no idea any of this was going on, or the allegations were even her husband was a suspect. She's not a suspect. She has not been questioned by the police regarding any of this. It's been extremely overwhelming for her and the children trying to piece life back together or what it was 2.5 weeks ago. I don't know if they're ever going to return to normalcy, but day by day, she's getting better. She needs to show her strength so her children have something to focus on, a strong focal point of their mom being in charge and everything. And she's getting better each day.
The officers or investigators never interviewed her?
They did not question her, no.
You're using the word question. Do you mean in sense of that you were with her with counsel, or that she has never been questioned about these crimes at all?
She's never been interrogated. There might have been some basic questions that when they first arrived upon the scene, but she has not been interrogated or questioned by the law enforcement regarding the incident or the timeline or the factual allegations or anything to do with the criminal case.
Has her husband tried to contact her from jail at all?
On whatever conversation she had with her husband, I'm not privy to discuss, but she has not discussed the crimes with him or the allegations.
I understand that she did file for divorce after his arrest. Does that indicate somehow her belief on his innocence or guilt?
No, it does not, because she does, the only thing she knows about the allegations is what the media has reported. And there's a long way to go with the criminal trial. She has filed to protect herself and her family moving.
The estranged wife of accused SK Rex Heuermann has spoken out about her life after his arrest earlier this month. Asa Ellerup, 59, said she and her family are suffering intense anxiety as they work to clean up their home in Massapequa Park, New York, which is about 35 miles from New York City. She claims that investigators wrecked the property during their 12-day search. Ellerup doesn't even have a bed anymore and is currently sleeping on pieces of packaging foam, she told the New York Post. I woke up in the middle of the night shivering, she said. My children cry themselves to sleep. They're not children, they're grown adults, but they're my children. And my son has developmental disabilities and he cried himself to sleep. Ellerup added that her daughter Victoria Heuermann, 26, said she felt not human in the wake of her father's arrest. She meant what they've done to them and the family is not even human, said the family attorney. The house is currently in complete disarray. Litter boxes were thrown on top of everything. My pictures were thrown all over the place, she said. My couch was completely shredded. But Ellerup, who filed for divorce from Heuermann, is determined to make the home livable again. It's the only thing I got, she said. We did get another chair out from the basement and upstairs so me and my son can sit and talk. He's so distraught and doesn't understand, and as a mother, I have no answers for him. Ellerup said investigators damaged her son's guitar and her daughter's card collection. They also dug up a greenhouse in the backyard, which Ellerup said was worth $3,000. Macedonio plans to get in touch with authorities about the condition of the home. We're making an itemized list of all the broken and missing things, he said. Since she just returned home, we don't know the extent or the damage of what is missing. We will be in touch with the DA's office. The family's home was raided after Heuermann was arrested on July 13th of 2023. The prominent architect remains in custody after he was accused of the homicides of 3 women: Amber Lynn Costello, 27, Melissa Bartholomew was 24, and Megan Waterman, 22. So as we know, Asa Ellerup had filed for divorce. So it says, Long Island SK suspect Rex Heuermann's wife, Asa Ellerup, filed for divorce to protect herself from any future lawsuits and has spoken with her husband in jail, her attorney had revealed last night. Ellerup has been largely quiet since her husband was taken into custody on July 18th, 10 years after the remains of his alleged victims were found on Gilgo Beach. She has not been charged and is not believed to have any involvement in any way with her husband's alleged crimes. Prosecutors say Ellerup, who is Icelandic, was out of town every time her husband had committed the homicides. After he was charged, she was seen filing divorce papers at a Long Island courthouse. Her attorney, Robert Macedonio, told CNN it was largely a precautionary step to ensure that she is not liable for any future compensation to the families of the victims that may pursue. It just means you anticipate that there may be lawsuits, there may be financial situations she arises in. She needs to focus on herself and her children moving forward. This criminal trial could take 2 or 3 years to play out, as she sees it on moving on with her life and her children's life. And however that works out, she'll deal with that at the time, he said. He added that the pair have spoken since he was taken into custody, but he does not know what nature of the conversation was. I believe there has been contact, but you have to realize any phone calls are recorded out of this facility. So she's been very basic in her phone calls. Everything's recorded. She's not to discuss anything, and nor does his attorneys want him discussing anything about the allegations, he said. For weeks, research and forensic teams tore through every inch of the small house and yard in Massapequa Park. Macedonio says it destroyed the family. She came home to a complete destruction of her family residence where she lived and raised her children. Everything in the house was turned upside down. Dresser drawers were emptied out. The bathtub, which was a vinyl tub, was cut open. The floors were ripped up. The couches and the mattresses have been removed, and just piles and piles of debris that were left in the residence where you barely had walking space to get in the house. They haven't even had the opportunity to go through all the items the way it has been left, so they're taking their time to do that as we speak. And each day is bringing more and more emotion because they're finding items and not finding items. And it's bringing about emotions from them and memories of living in the house and what it was like prior to all this happening, he said. The Huron family has received support from the family of Keith Jesperson, the Happy Face SK. His daughter Melissa Moore has been in touch with Asa. She is probably one of the few people who have been in situations like Asa, who her father was arrested as an alleged SK and convicted for the homicides of at least 8 women. She has started a GoFundMe page on behalf of Asa and her family and has been extremely supportive of Asa, as you know, getting through this time of need, he said. Huron is expected in court this afternoon, and it's scheduled now for 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for his second appearance. He has so far pleaded not guilty via his attorney to 3 counts of homicide. He is the prime suspect in the 4th homicide of Maureen Brainard Barnes, and detectives continue to investigate whether or not he is linked to the homicides of 6 other victims on the beach. So this is the GoFundMe that's being set up by Melissa Moore, who is the daughter of the Happy Face SK that was captured in 1995. So this is, of course, titled Help Asa Ellerup Start a New Life. And it says, today Asa has broken her silence on the front porch of the home that may or not have been a crime scene, saying she would find it helpful for a GoFundMe to help her. Hi, I'm Melissa Moore. People may know me as the daughter of the SK known as the Happy Face SK captured in 1965. My mother and my family were and are victims. We did not know about his double life. I have waited to create this GoFundMe as I didn't want to offer support if she would not want it. I needed Asa's consent. Today I have had an opportunity to use my voice to help Asa, who isn't in a place to speak about the terror and horror she and her family are experiencing at this moment. While people may assume Asa has the funds to start a new life, this assumption is just that. We don't know the financial and verbal abuse she may have suffered. In solidarity, I kindly ask that you share this link on social media, make a comment of support, or share $1 or more if you are able to. The funds will go directly to the law firm representing Asa's divorce in her name. The funds are to assist Asa and their family to divorce her alleged SK husband and any extra for starting her new life, therapy, and basic needs for the children, and to restore the home to a whole as the evidence collection damaged or destroyed many critical household items. So I will put this link, of course, in the description of this video. First and foremost, It's a Criming Shame would like to thank you for, of course, following us along as we follow the different cases. Again, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing and hit that like and the share. We truly appreciate that help. And again, leave your comments in the comment section of this video how you feel about Asa Ellerup and what her children are going through. Of course, we all know that there's so many cases out there where the victims have no idea that the person that they are with is leading a double life. Only can hindsight, basically show and go back to those aha moments where maybe you recollect something that all of a sudden now in the future you realize, were some maybe possibly hidden secrets that you had no clue about. Anyways, I thank you guys very much for watching this video. Please give it, again, a like and a share and a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching.